Welcome to my channel. This is Magic Hecate. Can you identify these vintage treasures? Guess the function of these classic items from the past. Challenge your knowledge of retro objects and embark on a nostalgic journey through time to see if you can name them. Tips. You have to answer 25 questions. You get 10 seconds for each one. Let's get started. First one. What is this? It is actually a jukebox. Next one. How about this one? Can you identify it? Dumbwaiter. Dumbwaiters are small freight elevators that carry objects from one floor to another. They were used to transfer food to the living room or bedroom. Continue with this one. This is a loom. Looms are for weaving fabric. These machines can be dated back to the 5th millennium BC. They have stood the test of time for quite a while. Let's move to this one. Can you name it? Atari system. The first Atari game, Pong, was released in 1977. Hours of gaming ensued whenever an Atari system was booted up. How about this one? The correct answer is a mimeograph. The mimeograph is a low-cost duplicating machine. It forces ink through a stencil onto paper. Many people fondly remember the smell that a mimeograph machine left on printed paper. Next one. This is an early version of a clothespin. They're still used today for hanging clothes to dry on a line, but modern versions usually feature a spring to make the clasp more secure. Let's continue with this one. Can you name it based on this picture? This puppy is a vintage TV remote. They've come a long way from looking like this and are more convenient to use. Before remotes came along, people had to gasp, walk across the living room to change the channel. This is an easy one. This book is referred to as the Yellow Pages. Before people had Google, the Yellow Pages provided you with the number you needed. The Yellow Pages were for business, and White Pages were residential. Can you name this one? They are used to help close buttoned shoes, gloves, or any other type of clothing. What about this one? Refrigerators. The Kelvinator was the first form of a refrigerator. Its name was a nod to the mathematical physicist and engineer William Thomson, first Baron Kelvin. He developed the concept of absolute zero temperature. Can you name this one? Bed warmer. If you live in a cold climate without heating, bed warmers were a must. After warming up stones in the fire, you'd carefully place them in this invention and tuck it under the covers for warmth. Can you identify this item? This is the classic and loud pencil sharpener. Equipped with a manual turning handle, many miss using this old form of sharpening pencils. Let's move to this one. This is called a stamp holder. Hopefully the labels didn't give it away. These days, when someone needs a stamp, they're usually the self-inking type, so you don't need a separate ink pad. How about this one? This is actually an old dot matrix printer. Many people remember pulling the perforated edges of the paper off once a job had finished printing. Continue with this one. Can you name it? Blunderbuss. The blunderbuss's flaring muzzle facilitated easier loading and was thought to cause its shot to scatter at close range, but this was later scientifically disproven. Can you name this one? Key. Telegraph keys are essentially electric on-off switches. Tapping the key at different intervals results in signals called dots and dashes that are turned into messages using Morse code. How about this one? The sextant, named because its arc covers 1/6 of a circle, aids celestial navigation at sea. While GPS devices have become far more accurate, sextant operation is still taught in the U.S. Navy as a backup. Can you identify this item? Penny farthing. Referencing the size difference between its wheels, the penny farthing was named for the largest and smallest British coins of the time. How about this one? Handcar. Handcars allowed railroad maintenance workers access to track without requiring the use of an entire train. Let's move to this one. CB radio is a method of communicating by voice over short distances, frequently used by truck drivers to talk with one another on the road. How about this one? Slide rule. The first modern slide rule was invented in 1859. It helped engineers and scientists make quick work of trigonometric functions and logarithms until it was replaced by the pocket calculator in the late 20th century. Can you name this one? Quill. Feathers from the left wing of a bird were often preferred for quills because they curved away from right-handed writers. How about this one? Butter churn. Churns like this turn cream into butter by moving the plunger, called a dash, up and down. Let's move to this vintage household item. What is this? It is an ice cube tray. The last one, can you name it? It is actually a jar opener. How many correct answers did you get? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting tests and to de-stress yourself.